What if I told you that nearly 500 years ago, a book laid out the blueprint for seizing and keeping power, and it's still studied in boardrooms, war rooms, and classrooms today? Niccolò Machiavelli's The Prince is no ordinary political treatise. Dubbed a handbook for tyrants, it reveals the brutal realities of power. It's been banned, denounced as immoral, and praised as genius. Why does it continue to captivate and disturb readers? And what can it teach us about power in our own lives? In this video, we'll dive into The Prince in 6 key scenes, unpacking its pragmatic lessons, controversial advice, and the deep questions it raises about morality and leadership. From the ruthless actions of Cesare Borgia to the chilling idea that the ends justify the means, we'll explore how Machiavelli's work still echoes through history. Stay tuned to see how this book shaped the world, and why it's more relevant now than ever. The necessity of realpolitik. Machiavelli begins with a stark reality. The world is not governed by idealism, but by pragmatism. To rule effectively, one must understand human nature as it is, not as we wish it to be. He argues that humans are fickle, self-interested, and quick to betray when it suits them. Machiavelli contrasts hereditary rulers who rely on tradition and inherited loyalty with new princes who must claw their way to legitimacy. He points to Cesare Borgia, a man infamous for his cunning and ruthlessness. Borgia consolidated power by neutralizing enemies and even betraying allies. While his methods were brutal, they ensured stability, at least temporarily. But why does Machiavelli praise such actions? He believed that a fractured, chaotic Italy needed strong, decisive leadership. For him, cruelty used judiciously was preferable to weakness that led to anarchy. On the role of virtù and fortuna, Machiavelli introduces virtù, a blend of courage, cunning, and adaptability, and fortuna, or luck. Together, they determine a ruler's success. While luck may provide opportunities, it is virtù that ensures a leader can seize them. He likens fortune to a river. When it floods, it wreaks havoc, but with preparation, its destructive power can be controlled. This metaphor underscores his belief in proactive leadership. Machiavelli criticizes leaders who rely solely on fate, insisting that effective rulers actively shape their destiny. To illustrate this, he compares 2 historical figures, one who thrived by adapting to circumstances and another who fell because they failed to adjust. These examples deepen his message. Success requires flexibility and foresight. The importance of fear over love. Machiavelli's advice that it's better to be feared than loved remains one of the book's most debated claims, but he's quick to qualify. Fear must not turn into hatred, as hatred fuels rebellion. He uses vivid examples of rulers who balanced fear and respect, such as Ferdinand of Spain, whose reputation for shrewdness and decisiveness ensured loyalty. Conversely, rulers who sought love and avoided tough decisions often faced ruin. Machiavelli's assertion challenges the reader: can leadership ever truly be moral? Or is the pursuit of power inherently ruthless? His focus on fear forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about authority. The use of deception. In politics, appearances often matter more than reality. Machiavelli advises leaders to cultivate an image of virtue while using deceit to achieve their goals. He argues that most people judge by outcomes, not methods. He cites the fox and lion analogy. A ruler must be cunning enough to detect traps and strong enough to scare off enemies. This duality, being both deceptive and bold, is essential for survival. Historical examples of this strategy abound. Machiavelli highlights instances where rulers masked their intentions, winning loyalty through charisma while executing plans that were anything but virtuous. The lesson? Success often depends on mastering the art of deception. Warfare as the foundation of power. To Machiavelli, military strength is the cornerstone of a stable state. He warns against reliance on mercenaries, calling them disloyal and ineffective, and instead urges rulers to maintain their own armed forces. He praises leaders like King Ferdinand of Spain, who used strategic wars to strengthen his position. For Machiavelli, war is not just a tool for conquest, but a means of securing respect and authority. This emphasis on war reflects his broader philosophy. Stability and order require force. It's a pragmatic, if unsettling, view of leadership, where the costs of weakness far outweigh the price of aggression. analysis, themes, and legacy. The prince invites us to grapple with profound questions. Is morality compatible with power? Are Machiavelli's tactics universally applicable, or were they products of his turbulent era? Some scholars see The Prince as a satirical critique of power, while others view it as a brutally honest guide. Regardless, its influence is undeniable. Political leaders, from Napoleon to modern strategists, have drawn inspiration from its pages. The book's themes, ambition, pragmatism, and the tension between ethics and effectiveness, resonate today. In an age of political scandals and corporate maneuvering, Machiavelli's insights remain eerily relevant. But perhaps the most provocative question is this: does The Prince reflect the darker side of leadership, or the reality we're too afraid to admit? Niccolò Machiavelli's The Prince is as thought-provoking as it is controversial. Whether you see it as a handbook for tyranny or a reflection of human nature, it forces us to confront the complexities of power. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Machiavelli was a realist or a cynic? Let's discuss. And stay tuned for more deep dives into history's most fascinating works.